International Raceway. We are here for Moto America's Super Bikes at Brainerd, round 6 of the championship. And one of the classes that is running that we always look forward to is Mission King of the Baggers. It is absolutely beautiful outside here right now. About 75 degrees and broken clouds, lots of blue sky. Absolutely beautiful afternoon shaping up, and we're getting ready to go baggers racing. But we had a huge delay, and it was in part due to problems with this bike, that of James Rispoli. And Jamie Howe, what's the word?
As you can see down on pit lane, James Rispoli as well as this number 43 Harley Davidson are down here on pit lane ready to go out for the Mission Foods Challenge that we are about to watch unfold, this 3-lap shootout for these King of the Baggers bikes. And team's telling me everything is fixed. As I mentioned earlier, they would not let them out of the tech shed. The officials wouldn't until they could prove that everything was all cleaned up. Nothing else was going to leak onto the racetrack, so they are ready to go.
And it looks like James is too, saying, yeah, let's get this one going here. And so we got Bobby Fogg, Halen Gilm, Tyler O'Hara, Kyle Ryman, James Rispoli. And I think those are the 5 that have shown up in pit lane right now. So Jake Lewis is the guy that we're missing at this stage. Hopefully he'll make it out. All right, we're getting a report too now that that he did not go out. We're talking about Jake Lewis did not go out after that red flag. So that may be part and parcel of the problem here. And we've got pit lane will be opening in 20 seconds for these baggers. This is a quick start procedure, so they will go out, come around, line up, and go racing and get after it in a big hurry here. And again, this is courtesy of the fine folks at Mission Foods. A check for $5,000, winner take all. There's our announce booth just underneath the roof there. And there's Beans up there working a little, that's talent. That's talent who is doing some yoga while he's up there shooting here. Let's take a look at this very unique competition course, as they call it here at Brainerd International Raceway, Roger.
Yeah, it's a really fun course. It's they tell it 2 halves. You'll notice the very first part of the track there, really fast, turn 1 and 2 all the way into 3, and then after that the track flows really well, 4, 5, 6, and then it gets really technical, turn 8, really long right-hander through that chicane. 10 and 11 is another really fast little chicane down into turn 12, the hardest braking at this track. It's really difficult to get these baggers stopped through turn through there and then onto the front straightaway. And
the track late 60s is when it was built and opened, I think in 1969, may have been 1970, and it has it featured some of the biggest names in the business for many years on 2 wheels and 4, so it's a pretty cool place. And when I was running here, Roger, in sports cars, that turn 4-5 complex was, you talked about how it flows through. That was one of my favorite parts of this track.
Yeah, and what's so fun about it is you got to connect those. If you mess up the first one, you mess up the next one, and it just makes it's just really fun when you get it right.
Let's take a look at our starting lineup here for the Baggers Challenge for the Mission King of the Baggers. Bobby Fong, who has been just on form since the first session. He is on the provision or on the pole for this one. Hayden Gilliam will start second. So we've got Indian, Harley Davidson, Tyler O'Hara, defending champ on the Indian. Then it'll be Kyle Wyman on the Harley, James Rispoli on the Harley, and Jake Lewis. You made it. He qualified for it, but I don't know that he's going to make it. And we understand Jamie White might just have what that answer is.
Jake Lewis is still back in the paddock area. He will not be coming out here for this challenge. And I checked in with the Team Saddleman guys to try and figure out why. He had some brake issues, a mechanical issue, and it just wasn't safe. The brakes kept walking up. So instead of sending him out there, potentially risking something, they decided to just scratch this one and get the bike fixed for the race.
All right, thanks so much. A smart move there, of course. And as you can see, beautiful in terms of the ambient temperature, the track temperature. It's sort of vacillating. It goes between the low 80s to the upper 80s, depending upon when there's a bit of sun out there. All right, as we said, this is a quick start procedure. So this is going to be the race start 3-lap shootout, $5,000 to the winner, courtesy again of Mission Foods. And we are ready to get after it. This is always huge fun. Fong, Gillum, and O'Hara on the front row. Lights are on. We're green. Oh, Fong nose jumps up. Tyler O'Hara absolutely honked it and has got already a 8 to 10 bike length lead, Roger.
And that was a great recovery for Bobby there, wheeling like that and still coming out second, putting himself in a good spot. But Tyler O'Hara on the outside had the preferred line as they get to turn one.
Boy, but look at the speed that Fong rolls through that second corner here coming up. Rispoli down to the inside, sneaks into third, takes that spot away, and Kyle Wyman has dropped back to fifth. Now up into that tricky turn 4. Rispoli is just hooked up around the outside. That was a great move there. That's going to slot him up into the third spot. Rispoli is on the move as we're working through. You can take a look at where you can follow Moto America on the various social media sites. But Rispoli, after the problem with that brake line or whatever that sprayed the track down and a couple of riders down, I think he's feeling some. We saw him after Jamie was talking about him going, let's get this going. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, he's feeling good. You can kind of see he's kind of caught that little group in front of him, and he's bringing Hayden Gillum with him.
All right, so Tyler O'Hara and Fong 1-2, then Rispoli. Wow, really closing up was Fong under braking down into turn 12. And here we go, completing lap number 1 and starting the run once again. And those two up front, O'Hara and Fong, have opened that margin up a little bit. Fong getting a little bit of a draft, rolling a lot of speed right up behind O'Hara as they tip into turn 2. Is he going to be able to do anything here? O'Hara running straight, but look at O'Hara. He shallows up his exit. Fong lets it wind out just a little bit more. Now into turn 3. Look at Rispoli backing it in to turn 3.
And you can see Tyler on the corners with the hard braking and the passing zones. He's kind of moving off to the left of the track, making it where there's no spot for Bobby to try to make a move. But you can see Bobby there's right behind him. Know that this race only a lap and a half left, and Bobby's been fast all weekend. If Tyler leaves the door open, Bobby's going to come through.
Hayden starting to attack on his teammate Rispoli, showing the wheel for a second, but not quite enough alongside. Meanwhile, O'Hara in that last couple of corners really gapped Fong, didn't he?
I'm not sure if Bobby made a mistake or what, but it seems like Tyler really, you know, that 4-5 area we talked about, you get the first one wrong, you mess up that whole little section.
I've seen Bobby's bike bucking a little bit more than Tyler's is, and maybe it just caught him out, because now basically Bobby Fong, Rispoli has got a shot at Fong here, it's looking like, as they come through turn 11. And here's this run up into turn 12. You've said it before, easily heaviest braking on this track right there.
Yeah, look all the ground Bobby made up through there, and you're right. Watching Bobby's bike, he's sliding it out of every corner, but he closed up that gap. It was about a second. He closed it up right there on the brakes in the 12.
All right, that's it. White flag, only 3 laps. White flag flies. We are on our final lap here, and officially at the line, 0.3 of a second between O'Hara and Fong, about 0.7 back to Rispoli. He's got Hayden Gillum all over him, and then Kyle Wyman another 1.5 seconds almost back here. So interesting to see, but we got 2 huge battles here. Hayden looking to the inside of Rispoli. No room there as Rispoli backs it in once again. And now, can Fong do anything with Tyler coming out of 3?
This is the part of the track last lap where Tyler kind of pulled a little bit of a gap here through turn 4 and 5, and we'll see if Bobby this time. You can see him just struggling for grip.
Yep. That bike wasn't as active that time, and a big wiggle there by Rispoli as well. Is that going to give Hayden Gillum an opportunity down to the inside into turn 4? Hayden Gillum is through, or that was 6 actually. So Hayden now jumps up into 3rd, and here we go into 7 and leaning into this never-ending left-hander that's turn 8. And Bobby, 3-4 lengths. He's going to have Tyler make some sort of a little mistake here, I think.
Yeah, but we've seen Bobby make up a lot of ground in the turn 12 last lap. Here, through this right-hander, this next corner is going to be his last opportunity.
Tyler got out of there really well. Fong caught him. You were absolutely right, but he was just too far back coming out. Oh. Now does he try something? Fong's bike is all over the place, and he's just riding the wheels off it right now. But Tyler O'Hara doing enough. hangs on to the win over Fong, and Hayden Gillen coming through to complete the podium. But in this one, podium isn't so important as that #1 position. It's the guy with the #1 plate that got it, and the only thing that disrupts the whole #1 sequence is $5,000, and that's the dollars for mission that he's going to pocket once he gets into the podium. So I'll tell you, he was under some pressure, and but I'll tell you, they were both Indians, but Tyler's just looked absolutely stuck, and Fong looked like it was a bucking bronco.
Yeah, Bobby was sliding around quite a bit there.
Man. Held on to it, was actually really fast on it as well, but Tyler just looked like he had things covered.
Yeah, and Tyler was really good as well, kind of blocking those passing zones. As you see, like going into turn 12, that last lap pretty far on the left side of the track, it was going to be hard for Bobby to make that pass, but Tyler did a good job too. When you do that, you can kind of blow the exit.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're protecting like that, you've got to mentally make those adjustments that, okay, my angle into the turn's a little tighter, can't go in as fast, have to make those adjustments. And Tyler, that was a clinic in savvy defensive driving. Wow, that was riding. That was great. Let's go back and take a look at some of the highlights here. Short race, but there was some pretty exciting stuff that was unfolding there for sure here. Here's the start. You can see Fong wheel coming up, and Tyler there on the outside. He just nailed it. Yeah,
you see James Rispoli here, there fourth, making a move on his teammate there on the first lap down into 3.
Able to hang on to it. And then Hayden here making this big move over into turn 6. That put him up into 3rd, and then here was the run to the flag. And Bobby gave it everything he could, plus some. But still in all, it's Tyler O'Hara and the Indian getting it done. That Mission Foods SNS Cycle Challenger Team Indian at that. So serious congratulations unfolding as you would expect down in the podium area.
How'd that extra pressure help you out? It was better, yeah. I tried to save it on the outlap, but I was kind of defending a bit too. They were all over me, yeah.
Well, Raji, you just heard it there. He was confirming exactly what you noticed. I had to defend a little bit. They were all over me. So
they're already thinking about the race.
They are
making some, making some adjustments.
For them, this is an extra little test session, isn't it? Let's get down to Jamie.
And for Tyler O'Hara, he still has that helmet on, but you heard it. You heard him debriefing with this team, getting ready for the race already. You're going to get this $5,000 check. Let's walk towards your bike. Let's make this shot look a little bit prettier. Here we go. Because you're also going to collect a $5,000 check. Jason Lenz, the Minnesota sales manager for Mission Foods, is going to have that for you in just a moment. You said you had to defend. What did you learn about the way these bikes are going to race here at Brainerd?
Yeah, the temperature is awesome out here today. The track's the best it's ever been. It's a little greasy with these tires on here, but we're still just working through some setup. And like I said yesterday, we're just learning every session. And big shout out to my team, SNS Cycles, Indian Motorcycle, all the employees that came out from Indian Motorcycle. We really appreciate all you guys, and Mission Foods for putting this dash on. And it's a good test for later today. I got a good start and was able to hit my marks and ran a really fast lap time, which was really impressive. And just keep chipping away, feeling comfortable this weekend and just trying to do my thing. Drag Specialties, Medallia, Parts Unlimited, everybody that supports us, Progressive. And again, all you fans for coming out. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
There are a lot of fans that are out here this weekend. Really quickly, before we wrap this up, I want to ask you, we talked about the bragging rights yesterday. I said, you're still looking for your first win. You said, but I have the dash wins, I have the challenge wins. How important are these?
Yeah, anytime you can win is good for the team and just the setup. And got a little momentum going into the race. We learned a few things on that challenge, and just, we got 9 laps for the race, so just get a good start and make some clean laps. And thank you, Mission Foods and Mr. G and everybody that supports us. Hi, kids. I love you. My wife.
All right, and here is your check. This is Jason Lenz, like I said, the Minnesota sales manager for Mission Foods. Lots of guests out here this weekend. Fans can stop by the booth. They can collect their chips, but Tyler O'Hara is taking home the check for $5,000. He got some extra experience. He got some extra cash, and we will be back for more right after this from Brainerd International Raceway. It's almost race time.